Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you a list of 5 reasons that your Amazon FBA business could fail before it even gets started in this video. And not only am I going to tell you how it could fail, but I'll also give you some tips on how to avoid making these mistakes as you start your Amazon business. So if you do like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And with that, we're going to jump right in. Number 5. Lack of branding. Now, this is a very easy rookie mistake that I see a lot of people make when they're starting out with Amazon FBA and private label. Now, just for clarification, private label is when you sell generic products, but the difference is instead of just selling them generically, you are putting your own logo on those products and you are differentiating the product to make an improvement. So you're adding a logo, you're differentiating, and that is the process of private labeling. Now, sometimes when people want to sell products on Amazon using FBA, they want to completely skip the step of branding the product, and that is a no-go. If you avoid branding your product, it is going to look cheap, and it's very important when you're selling on Amazon to make sure that you are increasing the perceived value of the product that it is that you're selling. I say perceived value because there are different ways that you can make your product look better than your competitors. So that is the perception that the customer is going to get that your product is better based off of what you're doing differently. So this could mean that you are bundling your products so it looks like they're getting more bang for their buck. This could be you improving the design. It could be you using a more sustainable material. Those are all different ways that you can differentiate your product in order to stand out against your competitors. Now, I want you to imagine any item that you have in your home, in your bedroom, your kitchen, wherever you are watching this video from. Just think of a product. Now think about whether or not that product has a logo or some sort of branding on it. It probably does. Like right now I'm looking at my laptop. It is a MacBook. I can see the Apple. They have a logo on there. If I am looking at my phone, it has a logo on there. If I'm looking at my lights or the camera that I'm recording this video on, it has a logo, it has a brand name on there. And that alone makes the product look like it's more high quality than just having something that has nothing on it at all. Actually, hold on, let me get an example here. I just grabbed this as an example to show you the importance of branding. Now this is a little box from Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure what was in here, something tiny clearly, but as you can see, they have put the logo, or well, the logo and the brand name are pretty much the same, Louis Vuitton, but their logo is also like the XL that you can see on some of their bags and some of their other items, but they've also got it right here on the box. Now when you pull it and you open it, again, I don't remember what was in here. It looks like I just have some ribbon in here, but even on the ribbon itself, it says Louis Vuitton, right? So they're making sure you know who the brand is, and they go the extra mile with the branding because they know that the branding is a big reason why people are willing to pay the price that they're paying for this item. They're not paying $3,000 for a Louis Vuitton bag because it's the best leather in the world or because it's the highest quality bag you can find. No, you can find many bags that are probably better quality that are much cheaper at a fraction of the cost, but they don't have the branding, they don't have the name behind it. And so obviously when you're private labeling a product, you're not trying to brand it as if you're a designer fashion house, but you do want to at least put your logo on the products, and that will help take the perceived value from a zero up drastic amounts and definitely take it up a notch compared to someone else who didn't even bother to put a logo on there. And realistically, it's just going to look like junk. It's going to look cheap, and people are not going to see it as worth the money if you don't put your branding onto that product. Coming in at number 4 is not using FBA. Now, if you're not aware, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And this is the process where Amazon will hold your inventory. So the products that you want to sell, Amazon will will store them for you and then send them out to your customers. So if you have never sold on Amazon, you might not know that doing FBA is what allows your listing on Amazon to have the Amazon Prime check mark. So if you're an Amazon customer and you're shopping for products, you might be a Prime customer, meaning that you have 2-day free shipping and a bunch of other perks. But a lot of people pay for it for the fast shipping. And if you do not do FBA, your listing is not going to have the Prime check mark. And then you're going to have a situation where you have customers who might be interested in your product. They might want to patronize you. They might want to spend their money with you, but they end up not doing it because they don't want to have to wait longer than necessary for the product. And so instead of buying yours, they end up going with your competitor who has Prime shipping because they're using FBA. So it's very important that when you are trying to sell on Amazon that you use the FBA option. Even though you do have to pay Amazon to do your deliveries for you, they will do a very, very good job. They will take responsibility for the storage of the products, for the shipping and handling of the products. They will receive and process the returns on your behalf. It just makes things so much more simple for you as a seller to focus on growth, focus on selling product, and then have Amazon do all the hard work for you, which is the fulfillment of the orders and shipping out to the customers. So not using FBA, you don't have that Prime check mark. You have customers like me and lots of other people who will not even entertain buying a product unless it is Prime fulfilled, unless it is Amazon fulfilled, and I know I'm going to get my stuff in 1 to 2 days. So don't make it harder for yourself by not doing FBA and then not having that check mark and then leaving a lot of money on the table with people who just don't want to wait for their stuff to come. Amazon is a very reliable shipper and people pay for Prime for a reason. So take advantage of it. Why not? You're selling on Amazon anyway, might as well just use FBA. The third reason is not doing proper market research. So when you are looking to sell a product on Amazon, it is so important that you check out your competitors and you make sure that you know who you're going up against. So not only are you using Helium 10, and I have a link in my description for anyone who wants to start doing product research with a really great tool, Helium 10 is the way to go. But not only do you want to do that, but you want to actually see how your competitors are selling their products. So one best practice that I can definitely recommend to you is when you decide on a product that you want to sell, order your competitor's product. Like literally go and see who the top 2 or 3 sellers are and order their product. You don't have to keep it. You can always return it. But you want to at least see what they are working with. How are they packaging the product? How are they delivering the product? How are they making it so that the customers are coming back again and again? Because if they're one of the top 3 sellers, that means that they're doing pretty well and they should be making great money. So you want to know what they're doing so that you know what is essential for you to include in yours. If all top 3 of the main sellers who are making the most money all are delivering their products in a cardboard box, but you were planning on putting yours in plastic wrap, now you know the bar is at a cardboard box. You're going to need to at least be able to come in at the level that they are if you're going to compete with them. So I think that market research and really doing your homework, making sure that you know who your competition is, what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, can really help you expand on your product and make sure that you are the best in the game when you actually launch your product. Reason number 2 that your business could fail before you even get it up and running is over ordering or under ordering your product. Now, there is a very, very fine line and a balance that you have to find when it comes to inventory management. And I learned this the very, very hard way with my very first product that I sold on Amazon, where I drastically over ordered on my inventory. And the reason that I ordered so much to start is that in my brain, I was thinking that the more I order, the cheaper it's going to be per unit. So because I was ordering so many, and by the way, I started with 5,000 units of my first product, and I was able to get it for $1 a unit because I was ordering so many. And in my mind, that made sense. But what I was not privy to and what I didn't understand is that as a beginner seller, it is going to be very, very hard to sell 5,000 units of a product in a short amount of time. I mean, it's just not realistic unless you have a product that is extremely in demand and one that has very low competition. And in the case of that first product, the competition was very high. And so it was just a complete mistake to order that many units. I had way too much and I overspent, and I do regret that. Obviously, I learned my lesson and now I'm able to tell you guys so that you don't make the same mistake. But that is something that I do see happen very often, is that beginners want to either save money by ordering a lot of inventory, or they're just too overly optimistic on the output of their product. And one thing about it, I want you to know that you can absolutely do this. You can make incredible money selling on Amazon. I know because I do it. My students do it all the time. But I do want you to be realistic, and realistically, 5,000 is just way too many. And I want to, instill in you the confidence to make those decisions, but also to know what is the likely outcome, which is that you're going to just have too much inventory. And guess what? You're going to have to pay Amazon to store all of that excess inventory. And if you hold on to it for too long, you're going to get charged long-term storage fees, which is just not fun. I mean, you're just going to be wasting money. So don't over order. Now, on the flip side of that, don't under order either, because if you don't order enough inventory and your product starts to do really well and it is literally flying off the Amazon FBA shelves, you are going to run out. And once you're out of stock, your rank on Amazon is going to slow down, and it's just, your momentum is just going to completely stop because you have no inventory to sell. So you want to find that nice in between. And for me personally, what I have identified as that sweet spot is 500 units for a beginner seller. Now, is that a perfect number? It is not, because I have had situations in the past where my students have ordered 500 units and they run out in a week, or they run out in 2 weeks because they have a really great product. I cannot guarantee that you won't run out of inventory with 500, but it will at least be enough to hold you over in a best case scenario to where you can place your next order and hopefully sustain yourself by increasing your price and slowing down your sales a little bit until your new inventory gets there. But, I have to give you something to work with. So that's why I say 500 is the sweet spot. But the reality of the situation is you never really know how much you're going to need until you actually launch the product, you start selling, and then you have a better gauge of how in demand the product is and how many units you're realistically going to need. And that is another, just side note, quick reason why it's important that you find a supplier that has a lead time or a manufacturing time of 30 days or less. The shorter the better, because if it's going to take them 30, 40, 50 days, I've even seen lead times of 60 days or more. When you run out of your inventory, that means you're going to be out of stock for over a month, or even pushing 2 months, depending on the lead time. So at least if they're able to make it within 30 days, that gives you a shorter amount of time that you would be out of stock when you need to re-up on your inventory. And inventory management is something that you will get the hang of as time goes on. And as you sell more and more product, you'll be able to gauge how much you need. You'll be able to get into a very good flow of when to replace your order. And your supplier will even start to know that you place your order every month and a half, or every 2 months, or every month, or whatever. And they'll be able to predict it, and you can work together in order to make sure that you are constantly in stock. And the number one reason why your Amazon FBA business could fail is not starting in the first place. And I know you guys are probably rolling your eyes, how cheesy, I get it, but seriously, I know that a lot of you watch these videos for inspiration, for knowledge, for motivation, but that is only going to take you so far. You really have to do the work. You really do have to actually implement the steps that I'm telling you in all of these videos. If you watch 10 of my videos, 20 of my videos, you're not going to make money simply from watching the videos, right? You have to take the steps. You have to put action behind all of the information that you are soaking in. And I think this is a great first step. Learn what you need to do, learn what to do right, learn what to avoid, but then take those steps. If you are on this video, this is probably not my very first video that you've watched. If it is, hi. If it's not, you already have the information you need by now, okay? You should be downloading Helium 10. You should be looking for products. You should be on Alibaba, and you should be ripping and rolling, you guys. The money is here. It is ready. There's plenty of it for everyone to be able to launch a business and sell on Amazon. There's so much money to be made, and there are so many people who could really change their lives if they actually, took the steps and did the work. And I feel like, if this video does nothing else but encourages you to actually take that next step, then I hope that that's what happens for you if, you really are looking to make a change this year. And with that, I will just say that if you have no idea what you're doing, maybe this is the first video and you really want to get started, I would encourage you to check out my free training. It's linked in the description of this video, and that would be the perfect place for you to get started with Amazon FBA, and will literally lay out every single step you need to get started. So I highly recommend that, and I am wishing you guys all of the best. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.